Okay, here we are. Okay, and once again I forgot to mute my own stream. Here we go. Okay, welcome everyone to another day of casting Alchemy League, Season 6. This time I got the right slideshow instead of still having the one from the Season 5, which was space themed. And for today we have two sets. First of all, we're going to be looking at Oladushek against Mortis. We'll talk about the players in a moment. And then we're going to have Biscuits, also known as Mighty Space Fruit, against Lion. Alright, so first of all, let's introduce the players. Oladushek, he's a player from Belarus. I think he is the best player in Belarus. I might have to check on that, but I mean, if he's not, he's up there, right? He has the highest ELO of 2k, currently sitting at 1800. And then he's going to be playing Mortis, who is a player from Portugal, who is right now sitting at 1650, but has been up to about 1750. We're then going to have Biscuits, also known as Mighty Space Fruit. He is around 1600, and he is from the US. Now, as for his opponent, Lion, if I'm not mistaken, he is from the US as well, but I couldn't find him on AOE Insights. I even went through Biscuits games, and I found the two he played against Lion, but for some reason the Lion was, reported as unknown, so I guess he just doesn't show up on AOE Insights. If I'm not mistaken, he is from the US as well, but I might be mistaken. And I think he's around Biscuits' ELO. So this should be a pretty balanced set. Okay, now before we get into the games, sorry chat, I forgot to say hi to everyone. Hi Tech, hi Mortis. Good to see you here for the first time. Hi Otte. And did I miss anyone else? Okay, no. Everyone, I think I got everyone. So before we start, as I mentioned on the announcement for the stream, the games were played in the previous patch, and I had an issue with Capture Rage where it just wouldn't play the sound. But thanks to Otter, I was able to get a previous version of Capture Rage, so everything is going to just work fine. I just tested it. We're going to have sound and everything, so we are going to have no worries about that. So, without any further ado, let's get into the drafts. As you can see, this set was played in round 1, as you can see by the fact that Kraraina is going to be the map for game 1. And then the one left after the bans was Raw Argai. So now both maps were made by Xinxing, if I'm not mistaken, and they're both based on actual places in Eastern Asia. If I'm not mistaken, Kraraina is close to Tibet, and it's also known with another name. I looked it up, but I just forgot what the other name is. With that out of the way, let's look at civs. So as usual, we have our 5 admin bans, which are random. So Teutons, Hindustanis, Incas, Ethiopians, and Armenians. Then Oladushek went on to ban Malay and Georgians, whereas Mortis banned Mongols and Bengalis. And after that, the players proceeded towards the end of the draft to snipe Celts and Italians. I'm a little sad to see Oladushek got his Celt pick sniped, because Celts are an interesting civ, and Oladushek is an interesting player, so I really wanted to see him play with that civ, but maybe another time. Okay, so Just 1 minute. One moment. I have to load up Capture Age. Not this one. Okay, there we go. Alright, so let's get into the game. Ooh, that's loud. 1 sec. Yeah, that should do it. Alright. So, in the yellow, we have Oladushek with Berbers. And then in the grey, we have Mortis with Persians. And chat is not showing because I had to redo the settings. Okay, there we go. So Persians is always a strong pick, no matter what map you're playing them on. Whereas Berbers, they can be pretty strong, but you need to be playing them the right way. So if you go into the Camel Archer, for example, I don't see... Oh wait, no, Persians do have an option against that. It's the Savar. So that option from Berbers is kind of shut down, which will leave them with cheaper camels, I guess. But then, well, Persians can go for camels of their own. They're not going to be cheaper, but in a 200 pop situation, it's not really going to matter as much. But if they wanted to, Persians could also go for halberdiers, which Berbers do not get. So I believe Oladushek might be thinking, okay, this map is pretty open, right? The golds are quite safe if you can get hopped through the tower, because the walls are going to be protecting you. But at the same time, though, the moment you get here, you're kind of stuck, right? So let's say Oladushek actually opens Camel Archers. He could snipe the villagers, despite the towers being here. So that could be a play. Either that, or he could just use the mobility of his cheaper cavalry to just hit Mortis in different areas. Right? He's not going to be able to hit the gold, but then he might be able to get, say, through into his farming eco or his wood eco. He has options. Now, speaking of the map, it's pretty open, but I can see... So, Oladushek, his golds are both on this side. I mean, the ones which are not contained within the walls, but just outside of his base. Mortis's golds are separated from each other, but they're quite nicely... They quite nicely spawned close to stone. So, a single TC here or here could allow him to get both gold and stone, and the same goes for a mining camp. So that's a pretty nice spawn from him. He also got decent wood lines, right? Both in the back. Oladushek, well, he got... Ooh, that's going to be hard to take because of the rocks. So that's an unfortunate spawn from him. But he's up, so he might be thinking feudal age pressure instead. And we've seen Oladushek play with towers in the past, which could be an option. Last time we casted Maxi on this map, he went for two towers on his opponent's woodline, which forced him to basically go outside to get the wood. Mortis with some animal violence. Love to see that. Also, I believe that if this was played on the previous patch, that would also mean that it was maybe played before we got the update to the map. Mortis, you might correct me if I'm wrong there, but I believe that this is still the version where the relic countdown was a little bit bugged. Okay, yeah, it was. So last time we casted, another set was played on the bugged version of the map, and the players just agreed to just eject the relics when the countdown was close to the end, so that it might not be an issue. Oh, you're actually the one who mentioned that. Yeah, I think you and Oladushek were some of the first players playing their set, so that makes sense. I think this is the third set which was posted in the recorded games. So yeah, Oladushek is going for scouts. He's taking down this yurt for some reason. Oh. So the map description said that you can spawn relics by destroying the monuments. It might be that monuments in the middle, so it might be that Oladushek, maybe he saw the yurt in the middle and thought to himself, well, if there's a yurt there and I know buildings in the middle spawn relics, then maybe if I destroy this one, it will spawn a relic as well, but no, they do not. He did have a relic close to the yurt, but the yurt itself doesn't spawn any relics. So Oladushek on Scout Cavalry. He's not over-investing, quite wisely so. He says his opponent is not vulnerable because of the walls and the TC. But he saw a blacksmith and market, so he should know that this should be a fast castle from Mortis. But Mortis is not taking any gold. Right, so he will have to market abuse to go up and... Oh, wait. Ah, yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention that due to the elo difference, this was played with a 5% handicap in favor of Mortis. You can see that by the fact that his vills have 1 more HP. And it started with slightly more resources, so he had 10 extra stone, 5 extra gold, and I guess it was 10 extra food and wood as well, being the 5% increase. Yeah, I think so, Tech. I think in Season 2 I also had a set against Warrior, the Russian player. He was 2k at the time, and I think I was still around 1600, and I got a 5% handicap in that set. But yeah, I think this set and that one are probably the highest elo sets we've had with the handicap. I think otherwise normally it was people who were around 16, maybe 1500, playing against people who are 1100, and we had the handicap in those situations. Yeah, Otter, you're right. I think neither player knows about the towers, and to be fair, I found out last time as well when Tech pointed it out, despite the fact that I was the one who tested the map before this tournament started. I just didn't even think about garrisoning the villas into the towers. I just thought, oh, that's nice for vision. That's it. So Mortis almost castled it. He added a barracks and 2 stables actually. So he went up to castle slightly slower than you might expect from a fast castle. Probably because he wanted to add some eco behind. But that's fine, because it's going to give him enough eco to be able to produce from 2 stables, and he has a nice build lead due to the Persian bonus, despite the fact that Oladushek is almost castle himself. And Oladushek is still on a single stable. He's opening camels, makes sense. You're up against Persians who were up faster. So you might be expecting knights or camels of their own. But Mortis behind this, he's adding builds, and this is what I was talking about. This is a nice spot. Yeah, Otto, that makes sense. It's what I was talking about, right? So this gold, it is safe, but it's rangeable from the outside. So it is not as safe as you might expect. So some forwards like archer range or towers might still work on that. Which is nice, right? Because at first you think, oh, that's safe, it's just going to incentivize fast castles, but if you do that without thinking about it too much, you might get punished. So it's a nice touch. Yeah, exactly. You can also capture the towers yourself to just prevent your opponent from garrisoning the vills. I hear attacks. Oh, okay. So Oladushek, he just wants the relics. He doesn't even know about the 3rd TC from Mortis, even the 2nd one. And he's just going full camels, but camels do not take down buildings that fast unless you're Hindustanis. But speaking of which, does Mortis know what Oladushek is up to? He doesn't. So these farms are just due to capture age. He did take the towers, but because they're captured buildings, he's not going to get any extra vision if he were to research Town Watch, which I guess he didn't. Oh no, he researched it. That's nice. And he's going to drop a TC here, so he's probably thinking, okay, let's get a TC on this gold. Oh, sorry, on this wood. Eventually, I'll take down the. Ooh, he's doing it. Oh my day. So Mortis, did you figure this out mid-game, or did you know before you got into the game about the towers? Because if you figured in this moment, that's pretty nice, right? You've been playing the map in a certain way, and then you just realize, oh, I can do that. Nice. And I think Oladushek still doesn't realize, but he's going for the relics. Still taking down. The wonder it takes so long. But Mortis ahead by 20 vills. We got a conversion by Mortis. So Oladushek, he got his unit converted. Does he know? Okay, he knows about the 2nd TC. Ooh, that's nice. He's dropping outposts, and now he's going to be seeing Mortis's vills within the walls. So he might be thinking, wait, Did he break through, or is there another way in? Oh, you tried to kill the Tower of Bills. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. You know, before Tech told me about the towers, I was thinking, oh my god, humans are broken on this map. You go double TC, you then add the ramps, you can get capped ram in Castle Age to take down the walls faster. But no, you can just hop into the tower. Oladushek even adding a castle on the monuments, sorry, on the wonders to get those relics. And honestly, I don't know how many petards it would take. Probably too many, right? Because it's about 8 petards to take down a castle, so I guess it's about double that. Maybe 15 instead of 16 to take down the Wonder. Also, I'm sorry, the game is still too loud for my taste. Oh, actually, I should just... Yeah. I should just lower my headphones and not the game itself. Sorry. Yeah, I agree. Taking the relics which are already outside is way faster than taking down the monuments. But I guess... Well, he doesn't know about this one. Or this one. So... so yeah, maybe he thought to himself, well, this is the only relic on the outside. Let's take the ones in the wonders. And now he got a tower here, but Mortis has already replaced his villagers. Oh, true, you could pick Burmese. But I think on the new version of the map, you do not have the relics close to the earths, if not mistaken, so the only relics you can get are from the monuments. Personally, I believe now Aztecs are a pretty good pick on this map for different reasons. 50C from Mortis, that's Oladushek. Okay, Oladushek, yeah, he doesn't know about this eco from Mortis, which is nice because Oladushek is almost imp, right? And he's going to put on the pressure on his opponent, I believe. Mortis, he's almost imp as well, but if the pressure comes this way, then he still will have this eco safe. So that's nice. He's ahead by 40 builds. Yeah, Oladushek stopped making camels because he figured, well, my opponent is not making any military, so I'll just go into my power unit, which is the camel archer. And I'll take the game with that. And Mortis, he's opening pikemen. I mean, he's getting pikemen, but he's also getting bloodlines. So I wonder... Well, Persians do not get siege engineers, yeah. And they're stuck on Onager, so... Halb Onager is not really an option for Persians. So he could be thinking... Could also be thinking Halb BBC, but I see no chemistry. Okay, getting Cavalier, so... Yeah, he will not have the rest to go straight for Savar because he queued so many knights. So probably the halberdiers are there to take care of the camels because he knows Oladushek made some camels. And then he will eventually use the Savars to take down the camel archers. So that's a good combo. Wait, did Oladushek get... he didn't get castle though. Which would have been very nice for the trap war. I mean, he's still ahead because it was like faster. He had 2 castles before his opponent. So he should be able to take down this castle. Although these traps are exposed. And there's no military from Oladushek there because it's over here. So if... Yep. If Mortis takes these cavaliers... Oh, some of them are stuck over there. Just needs to delete the house. But if he takes them and runs straight for the traps, he should be able to snipe them. Yeah, he's going. No quick walling from Oladushek. Yeah, traps will go down and the castle should stay up. Yeah, nice snipe. And now suddenly it's Mortis who has the trap advantage, but we already have bomber cannons from Oladushek, so he might be able to snap the traps, but here we have Cavalier Halberdier from Mortis. So he's always going to be winning that fight against the light cav and camels. There was a couple of camel archers, but they just went down because they're missing... Oh, well, they have Bracer and Chemistry, so they're not missing that much, aside from the... Yeah, Elite is not in. Some camel archers finding kills. Okay, this is going to get to be open, but I mean, it's just camels. Raiding with camels doesn't feel that great. And Mortis, yeah, he's going to take down the castle, which is pretty nice. Yeah, he needs to deal with this. This is annoying. He still has the eco advantage, so it's not the end of the world, but while you're pushing, just send, like, I don't know, 6 cavaliers back here. It's still Camel Rider with Feudal Age attack upgrade, so 6 cavaliers. Oh, it's heavy Camel Rider now. And he's still missing some upgrades himself, so yeah. And the Relic Countdown starts. But it's pretty exposed, right? I mean, you take these 4 traps, you take down this castle. Oladushek doesn't really have the army to stop you. I mean, he's on camels, right? And Mortis is on Halberdier. Ah yeah, there's still relics on the map. This is the issue he was talking about. And that's because... Oh yeah, so here's the thing. The map... At the start you have 3 relics. Spawn to the map. Ooh. Okay, he goes back. You're going back, right? Yeah, there's help coming here, that's fine. So because the map starts with 3 relics, the countdown starts when you get 3. Oladushek got 1 from the map and 2 from the wonders. So it doesn't really matter how you get them. You just need to get 3. And okay, Mortis, thank you for dropping by. But yeah, so in my opinion, this is still fine for Mortis, but I can see why it would make people panic. Because yes, you still have time, but you know you're on a timer, so you're really going to be rushing things. It makes you more prone to mistakes. Well, okay, he destroys monastery. Now Oladushek is on hand cannon, so Mortis needs to be thinking about a switch. And he also needs to kill this Command Archer, which has killed 13 builds. Thank you, Arthur. Okay, we already have Light Kevin. Mortis is struggling for gold. I mean, he still has this available. Still, yes, it's available, but you need to garrison the bills and garrison, drop the mining camp. It takes more micro than just dropping down a mining camp, like selecting 20 bills, dropping a mining camp. So I can see why at this stage of the game, where he's focused on pushing, he's not doing that. Okay, just some candles. I mean, all in all, this is still a strong push. Persians also get Siege Ram, right? Yeah, I mean, you probably do not want to dump 1k food into Siege Ram, but you have 28 on farms, so that's understandable. I mean, traps are still working. I was just thinking about Siege Ram as an option because of the hand cannons. The hubs died to the hand cannons. I mean, there's still 16 on the field, so that's not the end of the world. Ooh, this is... yeah, and the DC is attacking the wall because he probably... So Mortis probably garrisoned the DC like 30 minutes ago to attack the walls. And it's keeping the command from earlier, so it's not going to attack automatically the camels. That sucks. Hold on, so Oladushek, he doesn't have that much army. I mean, not that much less than Mortis, but Mortis's army is more balanced, I would say. Right, it's just Halberdier and Cav. Whereas Oladushek, he has mobile cannons, he has monks, he has cannon archers, he has hand cannons, he has camels. That's a lot of different units. So I still prefer Mortis's army at this point. The only problem Mortis has at the moment is that his eco is not balanced. So he's getting citadels, so his castles, they will shoot projectiles. Sorry, bullets instead of of arrows, and they will take less bonus damage from, well, from siege weapons or any unit which has bonus damage against buildings. So that's a nice defensive building. And the attack might do something else as well, which I'm forgetting. Oh, it gets more extra attack, yeah. Also, I do not remember if they put the old unique attack from Persians, which gave the castles bonus damage against rams, into citadels. They might have. I forgot. I'm sorry. Yeah, they seem to be attacking at the same rate, so that doesn't change. I don't know about Mortis going for camels of his own, because camels cost gold, and he doesn't have that much at the moment, so I'd rather see him maybe sell some of the wood and attack Hussar instead. Use that gold to attack Hussar, and then you go half Hussar, and you might be fine if you micro properly. He just needs to fix his eco, really. He's got 27 idols. But yeah, I think at this point of the game, what's biggest issue for Mortis has been the fact that he's been playing super open. And so... And Oladushek has taken advantage of that. He has been raiding him for the whole game. Now, if Mortis just takes a deep breath and maybe drops some stone walls here, just to, you know, seal his eco off. He's got defensive castles. I mean, he could also drop a third castle here, but I'd rather see stone walls, because a good Hussar raid can just run past the castle and get into his eco, so I'd rather see some stone walls. You do that, you invest that wood into more farms, and then you're fine. This castle will get denied, and even if it doesn't, he already has 2 traps here. Actually 3. Oh yeah, that's true. Because of the... Yeah, because of the handicap, they will deal more bonus damage. At the same time, I don't know if that still makes up for the fact that Oladushek's camels are cheaper. Yeah, we just saw Hussar coming in. That's a good tech. Crossbowman. Did he get Commanderan? He didn't. That might have been... I mean, with that amount of wood, would have been alright, right? You're still against camels and hand cannons. Do you really care that much about the fact that you're missing Bracer? Well, I know nothing. So where's the relics from Oladushek? This one is going down. Oh, it's right there. I'm blind. But yeah, this should be nice for Mortis now. Yeah, also, I think camels would be a good call if he had the gold access. I mean, war elephants are... Who am I kidding? They're always the right call. Yeah, but now I can see what Mortis was talking about, right? He had to sacrifice a lot. He was sacrificing a lot to take down the monastery. And I can understand that, right? He still has 100 years. So he's not in that bad of a spot. Right, if he builds a decent enough force here with 3 tribes behind, he can take down the monastery. Just run in, kill the hand cannons. If you kill the massive hand cannons, then your halberdiers will eat up the camels. And then you can focus your tribes on the monastery. But I mean, I understand. I'm talking like that because I've faced Rally Victory multiple times now, especially in the league. So after a while you kind of get used to it, but I can understand that if this is one of the first times you have to face this in a tournament setting, it can be unnerving, so it leads you to make mistakes. Because I mean, score-wise and military, eco-wise, Mortis is absolutely winning, right? He prevented his opponent to take this position. He's going to lose the elephant, which is not great, but he could even just take these 3 tribes. Maybe you sacrifice them, right? You tell them to attack this castle. So Oladushek will have to look there, maybe send some camels, and then you use that opening to take down... Oh, actually the rally count was reset. So yeah, now you just build your force, and then you take a huge fight. And also, let me see what Mortis sees. Okay, so Mortis knows Oladushek is quite open. I mean, he's not going to be seeing this, but he knows Oladushek is open. So now that he's stacked into Hussar and he's got a decent food eco, he could even be thinking, okay, you raided me, it's my time to raid you. So you just keep sending your Hussars here into his eco. Okay, sorry, I'll just turn it down a bit. There we go. So now the question is, where is Oladushek going to build? Of course he builds it there. Of course. Magrebi camels, okay, so now his camels and his camel archers will be regenerating, which is pretty nice. We have Commanderan from Mortis, that's nice. This castle will go down eventually. I think it does. I think we have no masonry. Oh no, actually we have masonry from Oladushek. And I think I also saw him get hoardings. No, was that Mortis? I definitely saw hoardings coming in from some player. Maybe it got denied. Now this is 8 bomber cannons. Which is scary. But if you get something like, I don't know, 20 Hussars here, you can maybe kill 5 of them. Petard. Oh, probably to take down the walls. That makes sense. And this is turning into another long game on this map. I think... I mean, last time, I think it was Maxi, in Maxi's game, where we saw it go to an hour and 30, something like that. This map so far has given us some pretty long games. Yeah, this is what you need to do. You just mess up your army, and then you take the fight. Oh, he was missing plate guarding armor, okay. I mean, it doesn't matter as much against the camels because of the bonus damage, but to take down the hand cannons, that's going to be nice. And I think now is probably a moment when you have enough gold eco to consider camels of your own. I think this is the moment. If you now go camels... what else? Camels Commanderan? I mean, you're against camels, so you could even go camels... what's it called? Skirmishers, to take down the hand cannons. And maybe you keep sprinkling hussars into Oladushek's eco, right? Like, a couple of hussars here, there's no TC, they can do a lot of damage. I mean, pikes are fine as well, you just need something to kill the hand cannons. So either hand cannons of your own, I'm not necessarily a fan of that. I mean, there's only 3 hand cannons from Oladushek, so yeah, that can work. Ooh, war elephants. I mean, that's so intensive on your food though, right? I think you need 70 farmers as well to keep them pumping. And the monks are still there. I mean, I think if you're going to invest a lot of food, I would rather see it with Siege Ram. I think at this point, Siege Ram Pike is probably your best option. Because your opponent is on camels, so the moment the camels go near the Siege Ram, you just pop your pikes out, you kill them, and you jump back in. This castle getting hit by downhill, so, or rather uphill, so it's not going to take that much damage, especially with the tech. Did he get masonry? Ooh, no. And no hoardings. Yeah. But Oladushek is so focused here, losing his camels, that he doesn't notice the traps taking down his castle. If this castle goes down, Mortis will have a way to get to the monastery. And with hand cannons and pikes and skirmishers here, the hand cannons from Oladushek are not going to be able to do that much. Especially with the numbers he has. Another volley and this should go down. Yeah, castle goes down. Do not lose the traps. Nice, pikes. Nice. You will lose a trap, that's fine. You just... yeah, just go for the monastery now. You don't care about the TC. Just go for the monastery. Wait. Wait, where's the countdown? Wait, did the countdown reset because he got a 4th relic? Okay. raids again from Oladushek. This is... I mean, these raids are what have allowed him to stay into the game this long. He just keeps on picking some random builds with the camos, just making his opponent's eco weaker and weaker, and that doesn't give Mortis the time to actually push. Yeah, now we see Heavy Camel coming in. He still doesn't have a good mass. Militia, as we know, Persians have an amazing militia line. Right? Oh yeah, Oladushek played Season 1. If I'm not mistaken, he won his division back when Alchemy League still had divisions. Okay, Mortis finally noticed. Yeah, just stonewall. If you stonewall this, you're fine. He's out of gold here, but there's still this gold. He's taking this, so he still has resources available to him. Later on, he could take this wood. I mean, still this wood line available. And he still has not lost this position. So, eventually... no, there's still a lot of gold down there. And here, and Oladushek is eventually taking this, so yeah. He is not going to be starved for resources for the time being. Okay, Mortis eco has dropped too much. He needs to be making more builds. You need to get back up at 120, 130. You can still hold with pikes, right? So just maybe stop making camels. Yeah, he stopped making camels and hussars. And cavalier, maybe just make villagers at this point. Oh, you think with the 5th relic he would take the countdown? I mean, there's one right there, so... Oh, Missing String, nice name. Oh, that's a lot of camels, though. There are not enough bikes here for Mortis. Yeah, 12 bikes are not enough. I know there's the castle, but his spikes, most of them are down here. Oh, sorry, up here, not down here. This is down. It's still going to be costly for Oladushek. But yeah, he should win the fight. But he's running low on resources. Mortis loses the castle. I mean, that doesn't expose much of his eco. It exposes, what, 7 farms? So that's still fine. You got a castle here, you just drop some production buildings here. And you can hold. Yeah, sorry, I call everything pikes. I mean, everything with a polearm. But now Mortis, yeah, I think his eco has dropped too much. And yeah, he's not going to be able to keep up production. Elephants on this side, but with this amount of camels, it's not going to be easy. They have, what? And Mortis, I think he's going to call it. Yeah. He calls it. Wow. That was a good one. I feel bad for Mortis because I do believe that the rally countdown just psyched him up too much and just, I mean, messed with his mind too much, and he didn't play his best. But that's the nature of Alchemy League, so well played to Oladushek to playing the objective. Let's take a look at the statistics. We'll also have a look at the relic gold. Well, actually, we can already see the relic gold down here. So 4k extra gold from Oladushek due to relics. I mean, it's 4k more due to relics, but that would lead him to 32k, which is still 6k ahead of Mortis. Now, Mortis was making a lot of pikes, so he didn't need as much gold as his opponent. And you can see he had more wood and food. So that makes sense. And APMs were quite similar. So now I do not know if it is due to a playing style or because of the relic panic. That sounds good, relic panic. But yeah, I think what killed Mortis was the fact that he was not walled, and his eco was too exposed, and it just caught up with him. He wasn't able to keep up production. He was now making stone walls, but yeah, it's a little bit too late. Also, yeah, this is nice, but this is still open. Yeah, he definitely got worn down. And yeah, congrats to Engie. I mean, the elo difference is there, so well played to him to have such a great fight against Oladushek. And I mean, we still have one more game, so as far as we know, he might have one game too. So let's load that up. Should now. Okay, so here we are. So, roll our guy. I think this is the first time I cast this. So, the way it works is it's a fortress start with regicide options. So, you have a king, which Mortis has just put into his castle. So, he's not going to use it to explore, which Oladushek is doing. And, ooh. So you have some of your walls, which are houses and the barracks. So you start with the... Wait. Mortis got no houses. That's... unbalanced? Okay, no, he got one, but still. That's weird. I mean, this is actually... okay, this is crazy talk, but being Mortis Saracens and Oladushek Koreans, if Mortis goes for a sneak archer range here. With Saracen's archers, you could take down the houses very quickly. So, having houses in his walls could actually be detrimental to Oladushek, so we'll see. I do not think that's what's going to happen, but that's an option. Now, aside from the, the fortress start, where you have your base, which is slightly, well, not slightly, it is smaller than the one you would have on a standard fortress. So here in the middle, you have some buffaloes, which are huntables. They are not like your normal water buffaloes. As you can see, Oladushek is going out to hunt them. You then have these farms, which you can take control of with your scout. But as you can see, they're not monuments. So the moment you take control of them, they do not switch. And if I'm not mistaken, you can put multiple villagers on the farms. But they run out quite quickly because of 15 food. So really the farms in the middle, I believe people will not go out to farm, but rather to take them for, vision in the middle of the map, because they have a lot of HP. So units are not going to be able to take them down as easily. They're basically free outposts, which is nice. But as you can see, yeah, Oladushek is just going to... Actually, the food is not going down, so I'm not sure. Because I know I tested this a bit. I actually did some tests with Ray, and so the Khmer bonus does not apply. So the food doesn't just go magically into your stock. But when I tested them, I put like 10 wheels on them on there, and it just went out instantly. So I don't know what's going on here. Anyway, Mortis went for a fast feudal. He's dropping a mail here in the middle, probably to take the buffaloes. Oladushek is trying to kind of lame him, but I mean, these buffaloes have 50 HP, so you're not going to be able to do that as easily. Where is Mortis' scout? I mean, Mortis could get some Vil kills. I mean, he could definitely kill that Vil. He's in feudal, Oladushek is not. Ah, no, there are too many Vils. So, for the time being, the two players are going to be fighting a little bit in the middle. And I guess later on they will move to the side, because that's where the gold and the stones are. Well, extra gold and stone, because you do have 2 stones and 2 golds in your own base. So you have to... Oh, if you put too many, they expire. Okay. So I was just too greedy. Okay, that makes sense. So speaking of the rest on the sides, you can choose, right? You have some mountains right close to your base, which will make it awkward to drop TCs. I mean, you can easily drop one here. Probably can fit one there and there. Or you can go for the flatland, which is more towards the middle, so it's more exposed to your enemy. But it's easier to put down TC. Because of the flatland. Okay, Oladushek, he just went for a fast castle. So I guess he just figured, well, my opponent is not going to go for army in Dark Age and Castle Age and Feudal Age, sorry. So during those ages, I can just take stuff from the middle and then go back and take the resources I have in my base. So I guess that's what he was thinking. Okay, this lumber makes sense. You get a castle right over there, so it's going to protect the lumberjacks. Did he get loom? He did, yeah. And now we have archers from Mortis. Okay. So Mortis out to kill some of his opponent's fields, but Oladushek already went home. And honestly, ooh, that's a sad relic generation. Honestly, he's Koreans. If he makes a couple of war wagons, he can take care of these archers. Well, not those, these. And Oladushek is on stone. So he maybe wants to go all in with the war wagons. Mortis attacking the wall. Oh, he doesn't know about the houses. And honestly, you see your own base, right? You know, okay, I have stone walls and one house in the stone wall. He saw one single house from Oladushek, so he might be thinking, well, the rest is going to be stone walls, right? Well, no, there's 2 houses here. Actually, 3 houses. And the barracks. Okay, Oladushek fishing. I like it. This is a quite safe area for him, because the castle here blocks the entrance, and his opponent would have to go all the way around here. So that's fine. And he's going to drop a castle here with a single villager. Does Mortis know? Nope. Well, he's not building, so... Okay, now he is... Ooh. Okay, no, he doesn't see that. I mean, that's going to go up in 5 minutes, but... it's going to be a surprise. And we do have war wagons. Oh, Mortis got in, or Oladushek opened the gate, the wall. I do not know, because I missed that. And now the archers are just going to die. Oladushek moving here with the... Oh, that's such a nice move. He's just blocking the exit with the war wagons. I love when players do clever stuff like that. And if you're playing against it, you get so annoyed because you're like, really, man? Really? Yeah, archers go down. Mortis is switching to skirmishers because he knows there's a lot of war wagons on the field. I mean, Mortis saw the... He saw the mining camp on the stone, and he saw it being... Some of it had been taken, so... He knows Oladushek is on stone. He doesn't know about this one, but he definitely knew about this one. So he should be on the lookout for a castle from his opponent. And this one is almost up. I mean, with some clever walling, it's not going to be doing too much. But it's a good position to make war wagons from. Granted, war wagons against skirmishers are not going to be that great. Although we have no armor upgrade on the skirmishers. So maybe he could make it work. And now the castle went up. We have a university, probably for ballistics. To be able to take down... Yeah, there we go. To be able to hunt down the war wagons. They do move faster than a skirmisher. Did it get husbandry? I guess not, no. And behind this, Oladushek is still 1 TC. He's got 14 on food, which, I mean, for fishing ships. Oh, some fishing ships here as well. Oh, that's ballsy. But, I mean, you have map control, so you might as well just drop fish traps, I guess. Now, making use of the Korean free tower upgrades to just make a single guard tower to kind of start creeping into his opponent's base. This should get denied, yeah. Yeah, just sit underneath the tower. Now the issue for Mortis is he is 1 TC himself. Yeah, and this Siege Workshop is going to go up. Oh, he's trying to drop a castle here. I don't know if that's going to work. Okay, yeah, it's going to go up. It's going to take down the tower and eventually the Siege Workshop. But I think... Ooh, Upsong coming in. I mean, it's going to come in too late to deny the castle, right? Yeah. Ooh, so I was about to say now Oladushek, if he sees this, he maybe tries to go fast in behind this. I mean, tries to go imp behind this, but no, he's just going to go Rams. So the tower with Upson is going to be able to shoot down the villagers on the gold, but Mortis calls the GG. Maybe a little bit early, but I guess he was thinking, well, I am just, you know, imprisoned in my own base, so I see no way out. I mean, he could maybe try to use the Saracen market to go up to Imp and take down the castle. But then you're still against war wagons. And sure, you could go for skirmishers against the war wagons, but you still have to deal with the Korean guard towers. Which is not going to be easy, so... Yeah, I can see why he calls the GG there. I also guess he was still tired from game 1, so that's understandable. So, well played to both of them. That was our first set. Let's take a look at the statistics real quickly. I mean, Eco... Oh, Oladushek was actually quite ahead, despite this being a rather quick game. Okay. Alright, so let me go back to the draft very quickly. Okay, we can close these. So, set 2, we have Biscuits, also known as Mighty Space Fruit, against Lion. So again, map 1 is going to be Carolina, due to this being round 1. And then we're going to have Gugong for our second map. Which, by the way, is going to be the map for game 1 of round 2, which is the next one. So, if anyone who still has to play their second round is watching this, you might be interested into watching Gugong. Now, as for Civ, random bands were Lithuanians, Britons, Khmer, Aztecs, and Gujaras. Then Biscuits went on to ban Georgians and Malay. And Lion banned Hindustanis as a random ban. Interesting. and Bohemians. Now, Malay Bohemians I understand because of Gugong, which is kind of an arena-like map. And both civs are very good on those kind of maps. Georgians, they're kind of broken, so yeah, that's good ban. Hindustanis, despite it being random, it's still a decent ban, so I don't mind it, especially on Kroraria. I think they could be nice. Now, Lion went on to snipe Armenians, whereas Biscuits sniped Persians. So we're going to be seeing Huns, Spanish, or Koreans from Biscuits, and then Portuguese, Chinese, or Saracens from Lion. Okay, let me get the games. Alright. Yeah, let's load it up. And let's hide this. And here we go. Alright, so we have Huns for Biscuits here in the blue. And then we have Portuguese from Lion here in the yellow. And we can already see that this generation of Kroraina, they're quite close together. Right, in the previous one, I think... yeah, Mortis was over here, whereas Oladushek was over here, so... yeah, kind of opposites. They were kind of opposites on the map, whereas here, they're quite close to each other. So that's an interesting generation. So, Biscuits already going for the board. He could actually delete the yurts because he's Hans. Oh, actually. Alright, I have to tell this one. So, I do not remember if it was on this map. Yeah, I think it was this one. So, I did a quick game with Ray on this map just to take a look at how it worked and whatnot. And we went random saves. So, he got Hans. And we were in a voice chat together, and at one point he goes, well, why do I have 200 pop? Is it because of these weird yurts or something? And I just go, Ray, no, that's because you're Hans. Yeah, so that was a nice moment. Oh, thanks for joining, Hotter. Have a good one. I mean, don't count on it. We'll see, we'll see. I think we still need 3 followers. Oh, 2 now. Oh, nice. Getting closer. I do have a follower alert. I think they just followed when I was offline. Or maybe someone followed last time and I just forgot. I don't know. Alright, see you, Arthur. Alright, so Biscuits still has not found his opponent. And neither has Lion. It makes sense. I think they're both... I mean, I think they're going to be guessing that their opponent is opposite to them on the map, instead of being this close. So they might be scouting that way instead of scouting this close. Oh, actually, Biscuits might run into his opponent's base. We'll see. He's up to feudal. He didn't get loom, which makes sense. You're walled up. You don't really need to get loom at this point. Unless you see feudal from your opponent. I think that's when you get loom on this map. Lion. Yeah, he got both boards. He made a gate, but he's still open here. Oh, Biscuits might be able to... Oh, never mind. Yeah, more Lion saw that, and he's just going to take his sheep back. Build a gate here. Okay, so we have a barracks from Biscuits, who queued Loom behind Feudal, yeah. He's not on gold, so I'm guessing he's going to open scouts. And, I mean, Lion will eventually have to go out to take either this gold... I mean, he's taking this one. So, scouts on this could be pretty strong. Yeah, but Lion figures, okay, my opponent is feudal. He's going to be coming with probably scouts, since he's Hans. Let's just wall this up, right? He can just go this way now. And if I see archers, I mean, a single tower here, and I keep my gold and stone safe. And then... I mean, if he comes with archers here, he can just delete the walls here and take the wood over here. So Biscuits, Lion behind this should be fine. I'm guessing he's going to go at Fast Castle Organ Guns. Ooh, tell me Biscuits is going to go for a tower. Maybe on the wood line. Do I like that tower? No, I don't. Well, hold the phone. Lion is still not feudal, so... he might not be able to drop a tower in time to deny this one. Hold on. Okay, immediately drops it, but he has to keep a bill here to prevent the scouts from coming in. No, 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 where are you going? No! Oh, no, Biscuits, it would have gone up. I think it would have. Oh, now I'm sad. Instead it would have worked. I mean, he could try maybe sending extra vills forward. Now, he's dropping an archery range. No fletching, so... yeah, and he's just going to take it down with the vills. That's sad. Yeah, scouts will not get in through here. Biscuits, quite wisely so, has stopped making scouts. Because he knows there's no way into his opponent's base, so it would be a waste of resources. There's also spears on the field, so it makes no sense. He's going to add some archers, but they're not going to be able to do much anyway. Especially against these palisades, because they are fortified, so they have double the HP of a normal one. Same pierce armor, but double the HP, so it takes a lot longer to take them down. And normally he could maybe target the gate, but there's a stone one behind that, so that's not really possible. Behind this, nice eco from both players. But yeah, Lion is going to get a market up, and with that amount of gold, he could easily click castle, and then the moment you click castle, you could just take your villagers from gold, put them on stone, and then you can just drop a defensive castle, I don't know, here, or even here to... Ooh, actually he's going for a tower for this full line. I mean, sure. They would have just, you know, relocated the villagers, but that's fine. Okay, so now Biscuits is going to be way later to Castle Age. He's also investing into fletching. So I think he might not even be able to click castle by the time his opponent is up. Right, which is not great against Portuguese. So yeah, as I predicted, Lion just took his villagers. I mean, he also ran out of gold, so that might be one reason. And put them on stone. And if he goes full organ guns here, what does Biscuits do? Ideally, if he can click up to castle in the near future, he could make a siege workshop and protect with mangonels. But still, that's going to be tricky, especially when he's investing so much into feudal. He stopped making archers, which is probably the best option. Sorry, the best call. Once again, neither player seems to have realized that you can hop into the towers and then go for the gold. And to be fair, I don't know if you can hop into this tower. I mean, sometimes you can from outside the wall, sometimes you cannot, so it's a little bit weird. But for example, if Lion, even if he hopped into this tower, then there's a gold just blocking the entrance. Yeah, sorry, the exit. This one, you could probably jump into it from the corner. Yeah, and Biscuits should be clicking up right now, yeah. So yeah, to be fair, even if they figured about the tower, Generation was not that generous with them, with places they can hop off into. Sorry, hop out, not hop off. Okay, so Lion, interesting. He's going to opt for an additional TC. He's going for knights. Okay, now he's going to drop the castle, which should not get denied. Right. Yeah, there's a tower protecting this. And there's going to be knights. And yeah, I like the knight choice because now he's going to be able, should be able to chase down the feudal army. And if you kill that army before it gets to castle, it means that Biscuits will not have anything to annoy you later on, because these archers, even if they become crossbows, they're not going to be able to kill the organ guns. But if Biscuits keeps them alive, upgrades to crossbow, and just goes all the way around and maybe sits here on the wood line, he can be annoying, he can distract his opponent, so that could help. Okay, Biscuit's going for knights of his own. He was later to castle, so he adds a monastery to try and get some conversions and equalize the fight. he dropped the second TC over here. Just going for the stone. And now that I think about it, Hunts are can be an interesting pick for this map, right? Because you get the Tarkans, which should be pretty good to take down the Wonders in the middle. And side note, they should be strong against the Organ Guns as well. And then later on, if your opponent tries to go for a Relic Victory, and this is true not only for this map, but for any map in the Alchemy League really. If your opponent goes for Relic Victory, you can just research Atheism, which will, if I'm not mistaken, it halves the amount of gold you get from relics, and it doubles the time it takes to get Relic Victory. So that's a nice tech to get, and it's, I mean, it's cheap. It doesn't even cost gold. So keep that in mind, folks. Hans are a great save for the Alchemy League. Okay, this 4-box is going to get denied by, well, destroyed by Lion. I don't think Biscuits is going to mind that too much, considering he's on Knights now. Okay, the archers are still here. Oh, he's taking down the wall with the archers in the TC, so yeah. So yeah, they do not know about the towers. So eco-wise, they're still quite similar. Military, I know Biscuits is ahead, but that's mostly archers, which are not being used at the moment. Lion seems to have stopped making the organ guns. He probably figured, well, those knights and monks on the field, I missed my window to do damage. Nice. Biscuits running back with the wick. Yeah, he should not be able to get the conversion. Will Lion get it? No. Oh, yeah, he does. Okay, Lion switching to Light Kev. Probably because of the monks, but really, Hans monks. Oh, you do get atonement. So in a monk warring in Castle Age, it's not as bad. Well, until your opponent mixes in some mangonels and you get shot into the face with a bunch of stones. Okay, we have a castle. Oh, please, Biscuits, make some Tarkans. Please make me happy. Okay, Biscuits has caught up in villagers. He was behind by about 10. Yeah, we have some idle TC time from Lion, but at the same time... Oh no, they're actually both on 3 TCs, so... Oh, I like this. Defensive castle. A lot of eco behind. Yeah, this is a nice pocket for Lion. Later on, he could just go wall. And this whole area is going to be farming area, which is going to be safe. Also, I see a pile of wood. I guess you could take that. Okay, finding some kills with knights, but I mean, they're going to run into the castle, so... Hey Mortis, welcome back. We just finished your set and we're now casting the second one. so Biscuits expanding to this side as well. He has a lot less, I mean, he has less on food and more on wood, so I'm guessing we're going to be seeing, yeah, he's going to drop a lot of farms. Now, because of that, he might be a little bit later to Imperial. He's also investing into Knight. Okay, he's now going to start making some CA. Yeah, I mean, he saw the pikes from Lions, so it makes sense that he's going to make some CA. Any thoughts on the first one? So I can see why the relic thing just made you not think straight and made you make some mistakes. And as I was saying during the cast, I think you were fine for a lot of the time, but I understand that just seeing that countdown on the right is going to make you anxious. So it makes sense that you made mistakes. And I think it was because of the countdown that you were not thinking about walling, because I think if you walled a lot more in that game, you would have had a much easier game, because Oladushek kept coming to your eco and killing vills, and that just slowed down your push. I think if you wall in that game, you win. I wouldn't say easily, but you definitely win that one. But hey, at the end of the day, there was what, a 300 elo difference, so I think you still played very well. And again, I understand that dealing with relics is a matter of having experienced it a lot. I mean, in Season 1 I just freaked out with relics as well, so I can understand you. But anyway, we have Imp from Lion is about to hit it. And Biscuits is going to be slightly slower, but he's ahead in builds, he's ahead in military. He's getting masonry, which I like, because he might be thinking, well, I'm against Portuguese, I invested into Castle Age, I'm going to be later to Imperial, so I need to keep my position with the castle. And if he can keep his castle up and start a trap war, Hans should be able to win that because of how accurate their traps are. And he should be able to drop a second castle anytime now. I also believe he did a better job at expanding. I mean, this corner is nice for Lion as farming space, but it's not giving him any resources. Ooh, or as Feitoria space, I guess. But yeah, Lion is going to have to deal with the handspam, cheap CA, faster working stables, second castle, nice. So Mortis, my head is still in the previous game. So Lion, he has 3 castles, but 2 of them are here in the back. So even if he starts producing traps, he will have to roll them all the way to the front. And well, and Biscuits just says, well, I'm going to snipe him with Lightcap. Yeah, this is actually a nice spot for Feitorias. Actually, since we have Mortis in chat, so where's the stress in the word when you say it? Is it Feitoria or is it Feitoria? Because if I read it with my English voice, let's call it, I'm inclined to say Feitoria. But if I were to read it as with my Italian voice, I would say Feitoria. So maybe both are wrong, so I don't know, but I'm just curious. Yeah, but I mean, is Feitoria or Feitoria? Like, which one of the two? Because the stress changes a bit. Ah, okay, so the way I would read it in Italian, that makes sense. But yeah, now Biscuits just pushing with the Hunnic power. We have Arbalester from Lion, but it's not going to be enough. Yeah, and Lion just calls the GG. Well played, well played. So Biscuits takes the first game. So I think maybe Lion should have relied a little bit more into the 1TC play potential from Portuguese, because he made a castle, he made a couple of organ guns, they got sniped, and then he just stopped. So I think he should have either made more, maybe stayed on 1TC, just go for organ guns and monks, they're cheaper for you anyway, so that you can convert the knights which were trying to snipe the organ guns. Or since he dropped the second TC, you could even just go for double TC knights, because they're going to be cheaper on gold as well. So I think he played a little bit too passive, and sure, he was up faster to Imperial, but that didn't really give him much, because yeah, he was up against Hans. They snapped his trap, and then they just outspam him. And also, I believe Biscuits did a better job at expanding overall. But yeah, well played. Let's see statistics real quick. Yeah, he was ahead in eco. I mean, granted, it's easier to drop eco as Hans because of the lack of houses. It's not just a matter of how much wood you save, it's also an attention bonus, if you will. You don't have to focus so much on dropping houses all around. Alright, let me load game 2, which is going to be on Gugong. Okay, so Gugong, first time I cast this. It's quite similar to an arena start. The difference being that you start with 2 woodlines, which are in your walls, whereas on arena you have them as part of your walls and you do not have the ones in the back. I mean, you used to have walls in the back, now with the new generation you do not. You have 2 golds and 1 stone, just like on arena. berries, sheep, deer, and 2 boars. So resources are standard. What's important is that on the outside you have these Gaia buildings. You cannot take control of them. Now, if you load up the editor, you will be able to take control of the walls and the buildings, but that's not how the map works. So if you load up the skirmish or a multiplayer game, as you can see, you do not take control of any of this. Map control is going to be important to get the relics. So you have one in each square around the map. Actually, you're missing one here. And these squares, you have some houses, which, again, you do not take control of, but you have some gold, some stone. You have double relics here in the middle. And some hunt here with deers and boars and some berries. But I doubt we'll be seeing people go here in Dark Age or Feudal Age to take this hunt. Unless maybe you're Mongols. Maybe then you can justify it, like making a mill here. But otherwise, no, I don't think we'll see people do that. And important thing, you have markets in the corner. Now, Biscuits, speaking of markets, he chose Spanish. Now, Spanish, they are a good arena civ, so there's nothing wrong about that. But they do have a trading bonus. So I wonder if he's thinking, well, I'll just wall up and trade with these markets. Because I believe you can do that. Oh, Biscuits created the map. Okay. Okay, so he's thinking. He's thinking about it, I guess. Oh, actually... You know, it's not that much of a distance. So you could probably justify keeping the gate open and taking a boar with a boar or two with the scout. You're giving up HP, of course, which is going to be important to fight for relics if you go for the standard arena approach. But I mean, if you're not going to fight for relics, so let's say you're going for a castle drop or a castle at home, you do not really care that much about the HP. I mean, it's going to be nice, but it's not as important. Or you could go for a Mesosiv. You know, take the boars, and then you put the eagle in the TC. Because you do not want the eagle to be on the outside in Feudal Age anyway, because it loses the fight. So yeah, that could be a play. Now Biscuits just proving me wrong. He's going for the hunt. He also got Loom, just to be sure. Lion now, interesting. He went for Chinese, which is not exactly a civ you would associate with Arena. I mean, you can still play them on Arena. I mean, they still have a nice eco. It's just, if you get the Loom at the start, it kind of feels like a waste because you do not want to do that on Arena. Unless you're trashing, which Chinese could absolutely do. And, I mean, in this situation, you could also get Loom and go for the hunt, I guess. But apparently it's not what the Lion was thinking. Okay, so Lion is probably going to go... Yeah, 26 plus 2. Which will allow him to go for... Scout, but he's taking both stone and gold. Okay. That's interesting. Oh, you think it's a thematic pick? Okay. Yeah, that might be it. You know, I didn't even connect the name to a Chinese place because in my head I was reading it as Gugong and I was thinking about dugongs, the animals. So yeah. Anyway, Biscuits up to feudal. 23 bills. I wonder. Okay, market blacksmith. He is not on stone, so this is not going to be conquistadors. It is going to be, well, it's not even going to be scouts because of the lack of barracks and stable. So he's either going to go for TCs or maybe a siege monk push. Okay, he sold the stone to go up. And I think Lion doesn't know about the... Ooh, he doesn't know about this. Well, and actually I'm wrong. That's the barracks over there. Are we going to see a stable now? Oh, oh. He lost the scout to the TC. He ran in. You know, Tech, thinking about it, Chukanus might be a decent choice against Spanish. Because generally speaking, they should lose to crossbows due to the difference in range. But Spanish do not get that. They do get conquistadors, but they are the same range as a Chukanu. So I don't think I've ever seen conquistadors against Chukanus, so that would be interesting. Okay, we have a spear from Biscuits, but still, he's not on stone. I mean, if he was on stone with his spear out, I could tell you what, this is going to be a castle drop, right? He's going to use the spear to prevent his vills from getting sniped by the scouts and drop a castle maybe here. Actually, a castle here would be nice. You deny this wood line. You then start pressuring with maybe siege and conquistadors. You break in, and you can maybe deny this woodland. And if you do that, Lion will be basically starving for wood. He would have to go maybe for this one or these. Okay, you know, it was a siege monk push. And it's definitely going to be... I mean, it's either Chukanus or he knew... He kind of expected a siege monk push. And he just figured, well, I'm going to make a defensive castle. Right? He was either expecting the monks and the siege, or he was expecting a castle drop. So he maybe just said, well, let's go to stone and just have a defensive castle of our own. Oh, he's now going to to wall this up. I think he maybe showed the mangonel too early. Should still be fine. Also, side note, let me check real quick. Yeah, they're missing redemption. So he will have to make his own siege workshop. He could have made a castle right now, but he opted for the second TC. Which is fine, but Biscuits should know about that. Probably if he got town watch, he might be able to spot that DC. Maybe not. It's probably too much anyway. He might need town patrol. Okay, we have a ram with villagers. No, spearmen in it. Okay. But yeah, this castle is going to shut down, for the most part, the siege monk push. Castle with mangonels behind. Well, he's making scorpions, but this might also be... I mean, if he makes mangonels, this might be one of the last games we see Chinese mangonels, because they lost them with the new patch. Okay, Chukunos. I mean, Chukunos do have bonus damage against rams, so that can work. They do die quite easily to mangonels, though. Now, behind this, Biscuits... Still taking the resources here. I would go for the deers and the boar instead of the berries, but I mean he's focused on this, so I can understand why he's not relocating. Ooh, gets a conversion. That Chukono is literally going to stab his friend in the back. And Biscuits, okay, he should know. Okay, now he knows about the TC, so he figures, well, you built a castle here, so I cannot push you here. I'm going to push you here. Still no market, so that's not going to be the play. He's also on stone, so he might be thinking about a castle drop. I mean, it's not going to be needed here due to the siege push, unless he loses the ram or the mangonels to the mangonel himself. But he could also drop a castle maybe here to secure this area and deny this gold. If he takes this position, he could also drop a castle here to deny this gold, and or here to deny the wood line. And from there, we could see Inquisition from the Spanish player. And honestly, it's not a play you see that often. But Spanish castle drop, make a couple of conks and then just go Inquisition monks behind that. It is still one of my favorite plays. Inquisition monks are so stupid. They convert everything so quickly. Granted, the introduction of devotion kind of killed that. Well, not killed, but reduced the potential for that strat. But it's still a fun one. Okay, so the castle is going to be here in the middle, just to take map control. And neither player is thinking about Imperial for the time being. Biscuits gets a conversion but kills his own unit. Loses a monk. Actually, he might have lost... Yeah, he lost two. No, that's the Chukunu. I think that's the Chukunu body. No, that looks like monk. So yeah, he lost two monks. And oh, he's going to... Yeah, he's about to click imp. He's idling. He figured, well, I'm going to have a castle of my own. Let's go imp. Please get Inquisition. How much is it? I think it's 200, 300. Oh, it's actually 100. Oh, yeah, that's very cheap. Yeah, Tech, you finally got to see a Siege Monk push in Alchemy League. All it took was to have arena-style maps. That's it. Because I think this is the first time we've had an arena-style map. We had a Fortress style map in Season 3, but Fortress plays out a little bit different from Arena. And thinking about other seasons, I don't think we've ever had Arena style maps. And this time we have 2 Arena style maps, we have a Fortress style map, so yeah, you might see a lot more monks. Lion going for the relic. Actually, how many did they get? Okay, it's 5 already for Biscuits. Oh, I missed that. Well, it makes sense. He had monks around. He had control of this area where there were 2 relics. Probably got this, yeah. So it's 2, 3, I guess. 4 and 5. Maybe 4 and 5 here. Yeah, Imp for Biscuits. He's going to be able to trap down this castle. And Lion is quite far away from Imp. And honestly, it's all going to come down to boil down to how good Lion's micro, Biscuits micro with monks is going to be, because Lion, he figures, well, I'm in Castle Age, he's an imp. I either rush imp and just give up this position, or I stay in castle and I try to fight imp, like this low eco imp with a better eco Castle Age. And honestly, Kongs, they have 6 range, so they have the same as Ichukunu. He's going to have to watch out for the Mangonos, of course. And the monks. Because now monks, block printing coming in, they're going to have 9+3 range. And if Biscuits get... Oh, he actually got Inquisition. Let's go. Yeah, he's going to be able to convert the Chukunos if his micro is good. And I mean, I was watching the way he was converting the Chukunos, it was quite good. So he should be able, maybe not to convert the whole group, but quite a lot of them. And he has some conks around just to snipe stray units from Lion and to prevent him from expanding. Yeah, just 2 conks sitting here so that Lion doesn't get to this goal. He's never going to get to this one because he would have to walk either this way or this way, but Biscuits controls both areas. Castle goes down. We have Imperial in this TC, so it should not get denied. Although the TC is quite weak, so let's just hope that Biscuits doesn't go for that one. Ooh, nice shot. Ooh. Okay, converting the Mangonon is nice. Just... no, never mind. He could have shot the Chukunos. Yeah, but now there are too many Mangonos from Biscuits himself. Bomber cannon already. So even if Lion gets to Imp in the next minute and makes some traps to maybe try and trap down the castle from Biscuits, there's going to be BBCs sniping the traps, so yeah, that's going to be rough. Castle here. Lion will see it. Yeah, that's a little bit too ballsy, Biscuits. Okay, so Lion makes it to Imp. He's now going to have access to traps. Already making them. Now the problem is he got to Imp, yes. But he got up later than his opponent, and by the time he got there, his opponent had already decimated his eco, so that's not great for him. Bracer is going to be needed. If he gets Bracer, he outranges the Kongs. And so that would mean that Biscuits, in order to move on and not get his traps sniped, he would have to keep on dropping castles to keep his units safe. Yeah, Lion is stockpiling resources. I'm not sure for what. Okay, now he's making light cav. That's probably what. I mean, if he distracts the Kongs with the Chukunus and manages to get his light cav on these traps and maybe the monks, let's say he waits for 15, maybe 20 light cav, he can probably take this down. These siege units down. I mean, even if he does, he's still going to be behind him in bills, yes, but that gives him time. But he is now reduced to this corner. And he's soon going to run out of safe wood. Oh, these trees have actually more wood than these ones, right? Yeah, double the wood. Okay, second armors, last attack upgrade, he's just waiting. But there's 13 Kongs now on the field. Yikes. Ooh, he sees the Kongs move, okay. He tries to go for the traps, yeah, it's... Ooh, nice shot from the bomber cannons. Going to take one bomber cannon, maybe two. The fight was underneath the castle, which is not ideal. Takes all of the bomber cannons, okay, that's nice. But you still have to deal with these, and this. And he's out of units. I mean, he's got 3 traps, so if he's lucky with the shots, he might be able to defend this. Okay, those were some lucky shots. Let's go. Okay, takes down one. There are no villagers from Biscuits to repair this. Lion is repairing, that's nice. Okay, second trap should go down. No, that's unlucky. Okay, Biscuits sending bills to repair. Is he going to? Okay, Lion loses a trap. Oh, that's the light cav to. Okay, should be able to save that one. Yeah, The traps from Lion are going to go down because... Ooh! Snipes the bomber cannon, that's nice. Yeah. Yeah, and Lion calls the GG. Yeah, he knows there's nothing he can do at the moment. So Biscuits taking the set 2-0. Well played to him. Lion, let me recheck what civs he had available for this. I mean, he had Saracens. Because he used Portuguese in game 1, so... Because I'm still not convinced about the Chinese pick. Yeah, I'm a little bit confused, but yeah, let's look at statistics. Yeah, army was actually quite close. I mean, Biscuits has a huge army. Well, huge. He has a bigger army now that he is an Imperial, but for most of Castle, Lion was actually ahead. Again, I think he should have maybe doubled down in Castle Age and made more units. But again, as Chinese, it's difficult because your siege, it is nothing amazing. I mean, it is better now with the rocket cards, but this was played in the previous patch, so they do not get that. Your monks, you're missing redemptions, so that's not an option. You do have Chukonus, which would be nice against the Kongs, but then again, they die to Mangonels, so yeah, it was tricky. Okay, so those were two very nice sets. I'm going to end the stream here.